Check the mic, 1 2 1 2. Check, check, check. Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the broadcast here on mcscotts.com. I'm Heath Dunkel alongside Scott Dunkel, bringing you today's broadcast here at Boydson H. Baird Gymnasium, Randy Lambert Court, as your Maryville College Scots host the Wolves of Wesleyan College. With me again, my co-host Scott Dunkel. And Scott, a very solid victory yesterday for Maryville College, who moves to 8-10 as they defeated Agnes Scott 83-47. However, on the other side, looking at Wesleyan, a very tough defeat as this young and depleted team got beat handedly by Berea College.
Yes, Heath, exactly. Losing 101-12. Berea basically is playing 3 freshmen and 2 sophomore players, and that's all they have, no subs. So they're playing a full game out of this. So, you got to give these girls a lot of credit for the toughness that they've shown. But, we'll see what happens with Maryville College, as well as, again, the 3 freshmen were the leading scorers and the only scorers for Wesleyan yesterday, each putting up 4 points apiece. A little bit of information about Wesleyan here as well. They were founded in 1836. They are a private liberal arts women's college located in Macon, Georgia, coached by Kyle Herring, who was named coach in October of 2018. Prior to taking over the Wolves program, Coach Herring was an assistant women's coach at Chipola College and as an assistant coach at South Plains College. He's earned a bachelor's degree in general studies from the University of Detroit Mercy in 2007, associate's degree from general studies from Southeastern Illinois College in 1999. Again, as we talked about, this team and Coach Herring has done a really good job to keep this group together and do the best they can that they're playing. Again, as we mentioned last night, getting beat by Berea College. On the 17th, they were beat by LaGrange College 89-14. Again, no subs rolling in, having to play all 5 starters their entire game. A very tough time for them, but again, I give them a lot of credit for sticking it out.
Yeah, kind of had to clean house and start from scratch, and I think, you certainly, if you want to do that with this program, this is certainly a good coach to do it. As you mentioned, a very talented coach coming from some very solid stints as an assistant. With the places he went, he had an opportunity to help those teams, lead them to 2 Panhandle Conference championships, 2 Region 8 championships, 2 NGC AA Elite 8 appearances, an NGC AA Final 4 appearance, and an NJC AA National championship. So a lot of experience from this coach. Not only that, he's had the opportunity in his still young coaching career to coach 2 WNBA first-round draft picks, and Amber Holt at Southeastern Illinois and Evelyn Akator at Chipola College. So he's definitely had some experience with some talented players. He knows what they had to do, the work they had to put in, and what it took for them to be successful. So if you're these young ladies, while you've got a lot of room to grow, you have to be confident that you've got the right man at the helm.
Correct, Heath. Definitely have to make sure of that, and appears to be so. This team, these ladies continue to play together. Come about 2 more years when they're seniors and juniors, they're going to be a force to play with.
Well, and you hope too, Scott, that over the next 2 years, as they're developing in their careers as well, he'll be able to bring in some fresh blood and fill the bench up a little bit to give them some depth and some endurance, and that'll help as well, and you'll start to see that change. But these ladies have an opportunity to be at the forefront of turning this program around and kind of changing the standard at Wesleyan College, so we certainly wish them luck. But Scott, both teams now making their way towards the benches, getting themselves ready as we're getting ready to, I believe, do the national anthem probably in a few moments, and then also the starting lineups today. So we'd like to thank you for listening to the pregame show. Your pregame show is brought to you by Blunt Partnership. Their members help provide opportunities for small business, corporate locations, manufacturing, technology commercialization, leisure travel, and corporate retreats. Their goal is to ensure our community continues to enjoy a robust economy and opportunities to live an unrivaled quality of life. And Scott, not only that, but today, Brittany Johnson, a former standout for Scots basketball, has her legacy live on at Maryville College through the Brittany Johnson Memorial Scholarship Fund. Today, we celebrate her life as we raise resources for her fund that have established a scholarship at Maryville College. If you're interested, please donate in the lobby today, and we certainly appreciate your support. and certainly excited to get this game underway. But again, thank you for listening to the pregame show brought to you by Blunt Partnership. We're going to take a break, and when we return, we will bring you the tip-off from today's action. You're listening to mcscots.com. Welcome in, Scots fans, as we're getting ready to kick things off here at Maryville College. Real quick, we'll read off the starting lineups for Wesleyan College. Number 5, Marilyn Naismith. Number 15, Paloma Rios. Number 20, Megan Fleury. Number 23, Kiara Benz. And number 30, Emily Stevenson. For Maryville College, number 3, Livy Gardner. Number 13, Claire Varney. Number 23, Brooke McCurdy. Number 24, Elsa Eckenrod. And number 42, Kelly Wandell. And we start with the tip, and it'll be in the hands of Maryville College as Libby Gardner takes it on the right side of the wing. Give it over to Varney and back up top to Gardner. Now moving the ball across and over to McCurdy. Back to McCurdy. McCurdy for three. And that's how we start things off right. 3-ball for Brooke McCurdy.
8th right there. McCurdy showing no signs of letting up from yesterday either.
Inbounding Kiara Benz will get the ball to number 5, Marilyn Naismith. Naismith, a freshman guard. Guarded closely by Varney. Looking for an opening. She'll get it down low to Kiara Benz. Benz back up top, but stolen by Varney. Here comes Claire Varney. Up with the layup, no good. And rebounded by Naismith. Naismith, though, loses the handle, and it'll go back to Maryville College.
Ain't an interesting thing, too, right there, Varney. That is her 70th steal. She leads the conference right now. She was ahead of the next person by 20, and again, she's first in the conference of USA South. So that's number 70.
Nice. That's excellent. Kiara Benz with the foul. Down low against Kelly Wandell. Sends Wandell to the line. Makes her first free throw. Second one is good as well. And Scott, I think you have another statistic for that.
Right, Hathan actually want to add that. Kelly Wandell is second in the conference at 84% in free throw shooting. Definitely just increased that a little bit.
Well, a 5-second violation. Trying to inbound the ball. We'll give the ball back to Maryville College. As it's now Livy Gardner with the ball over to McCurdy. McCurdy in the corner, back up top to Gardner, inside to Wandell. Wandell posts up and turns around and makes the basket.
Good move right there. That's kind of what we've been wanting to see out of Kelly right there.
Loose, look up. One more, come on.
Oh, Varney with the reverse layup, no good. Goes back up with it, and the ball gets stuck.
Varney adding to her steal totals just in that play there, but a little too far under the basket trying to get that one in.
Next. Go 30, come on.
Inbounding the ball, Kiara Benz. And could look at another 5-second violation, but nope, she does get it in, but it's stolen, and up and making the layup is Livy Gardner. Scott, 5 players playing this whole game. It's already early, and you can tell this full court press is going to be very tough for Wesleyan College.
Oh, exactly, Heath. And as we talked about them being young, too, the inexperience of being able to handle the pressure on the type full court press that Maryville gives.
And a walk by Elsa Eckenrod will turn the ball over. Caught the ball from Livy Gardner and then kind of hop-stepped and then went up with 3. So ball will go back to the Wolves. And they'll get the ball in. The Naismith stolen by Wandell. Wandell up, and the layup is good.
I think they're going to get Elsa Eckenrod on the arm on that.
So that'll be her first, team first. And there's going to be a timeout from Wesleyan College. We'll take one with them. Your score with 8:20 remaining in the first quarter. Maryville 11, Wesleyan 0. Back to the action, both teams back on the court, and Kiara Benz to inbound the ball for Wesleyan. having trouble getting it in. She finally will, but it's stolen by McCarty. McCarty to Gardner. Gardner layup, good. Maryville making quick work of things thus far as now Shelby Hicks comes to the scorer's table getting ready to come in. McCarty with another steal. Libby to Libby Gardner. They're moving the ball around very quickly. Back in the hands of McCarty. Now she gives it to Gardner. Getting things set up offensively. We'll move it up top to Varney. Varney will take a three. And good.
Friendly rim right there.
Benz looks to inbound and goes off the feet of Varney and back out of bounds, so ball will remain with Wesleyan. Wandell now makes her way to the bench, and incoming into the game, number 45, Shelby Hicks. Hicks, a 5'10 sophomore forward from Gordonsville, Tennessee, went to Smith County High School. Moving the ball around, Varney with a three attempt again. Bottom. And as Benz tries to inbound the ball to Naismith, looks like it was kicked, so they'll get another opportunity. Getting the ball in, and they do, but then stolen right away by Elsa Eckenrod. To McCurdy, to Varney. Varney with another three. No good, and rebounded by Naismith. Naismith weaving and bobbing her way through the Scots. Nice job there, and she finally gets the ball over to Kiara Benz. Benz in the corner, has nowhere to go and guarded closely by Eckenrod. And that's going to be a 5-second violation as she was all over her. That's good defense by Eckenrod.
Yes, it is. And also adding to that, good defense by the Maryville Lady Scots, or Scots, in the fact that they were guarding the free players to keep her from finding anyone to be able to throw to.
Down low there open with Shelby Hicks, and Hicks makes her first 2 points of the ball game. Your score now 21-0 with 6:44 remaining here in the first. Naismith gets it down low to Benz, and a nice lead pass for Benz, and Benz makes the basket.
Good shot by Benz, good anticipation, wait for the defense to move.
And Maryville responds right back as Gardner quickly pushes tempo and finds an open Brooke McCurdy in the lane, and McCurdy makes them pay.
Heath Maryville, really quick hands, getting into the passing lane, knocking the ball away. Excellent job so far.
And Scott, some substitutions have just come into the game.
Right, Heath. Catherine Upshaw and Holland Geralds.
Looks like Delaney Lowry as well.
Delaney Lowry. I was trying to find the one that was missing, because I thought Hicks had stayed in, but she was the one that came out when Geralds came in.
Benz with the basketball, guarded by Geralds. Geralds almost comes away with the steal, but Benz hands it off to Naismith. Naismith guarded by Upshot. Benz now has an open three, but then Geralds gets there quickly and shuts that down. Ferocious defense by the Scots. Benz picks up the dribble and running out of time on the shot clock, and I don't think she even knows, as turning and taking the ball. Upshaw attempted to steal that away, but the shot clock violation, and it'll be a turnover to Wesleyan, or to Maryville. And Scott, just a tough season for the Wolves thus far, and you can tell it looks like they just kind of are coming in feeling unfortunately a little bit defeated there, as shot clock winding down and really no one paying attention to it.
Right, Heath, exactly. And Maryville's frustrating them with the defense, and again, like you said, they've had a frustrating year already. Just tough game after tough game.
Libby Gardner breakaway layup is good. I mean, the one good thing to take away, though, and you and I have talked about it too earlier, is the fact that they are so young. So you hope that he's able to get a few more recruits in here to help build the bench, but give these girls an opportunity to continue to develop, and they've got a lot of room to grow and a lot of things to learn. And you have to imagine that a season like this is certainly going to stick with them and motivate them in the off season.
Right, Heath, exactly. And it's just, well, I'm sorry, I was watching they kind of all got there together for a second. I was wondering what was happening with them. But, again, yeah, definitely growing and just having to learn. And sometimes this is the growing pains, having to deal with, for lack of a better terminology, a beatdown game after game after game. But they're fighting, they're staying strong, and I, again, applaud them.
Yeah, it says a lot about their resiliency and be able to be a part of a rebuild and be the ones that helps start that up. As Benz turns and makes a drive, she'll have to get rid of the ball, and she does. Naismith now with the basketball. Naismith back to Benz. Benz picks up her dribble and now is looking to pass. She'll get it to Naismith. Naismith almost loses the handle. We're back down under 10 on the shot clock. Five seconds on the shot clock, and Benz to inbound. She finally get it in, and now in the hands of Paloma Rios, but now stolen as she tries to pass it. McCurdy with the layup, and good. And Naismith looking to inbound, but no one there to retrieve it from her, so Coach will have to take a timeout, and Scott, we'll go ahead and take one too. Before we go, we'd like to thank our sponsors for today's game. The sponsors that support this outstanding NCAA Division III athletic department include Blood Partnership, GoTees.com, Cookout, LeConte Wealth Management, Campbell Party Rentals, Kinjo Markets, Airport Hilton, and Firehouse Subs. Again, we thank you so much for your support. Your score with 3:51 remaining in the first, Maryville 29 and Wesleyan 2. Wesleyan with the basketball as Naismith crosses half court. Maryville has went away from their full court press. Trying to get the ball inside to Ben, stolen by Geralds. Geralds to McCurdy. McCurdy weaving and bobbing, getting it to Upshaw. Upshaw, good.
Good passing, good work by Maryville. The Wolves are just slow getting back, but you can also kind of figure they're already getting more out, playing a full game yesterday and then coming in today.
Yeah, back-to-back certainly difficult, especially when you're playing a full 40 minutes. Trying to throw there into traffic is Naismith, stolen again, and here comes Upshaw with the layup and good. Benz this time will take the ball across half court, and she's guarded by Holland Geralds. She'll get the ball to Naismith. Naismith goes to look to shoot. McCurdy knocks it away and makes the steal. Pushing tempo, she'll get it down the court. Delaney Lowry, layup, no good. Ball knocked away, last touched by Catherine Upshaw. And Wesleyan will get the ball. Kiara Benz drives, shot, no good, rebounded by Geralds. Geralds gives it to Lowry. Lowry down the court, wide open, layup, bottom.
Good move by Lowry, saw an open lane, took it. Just like Ben's down here on the other end, she took off for that one. Just like her season, unfortunately, for Wesleyan, that one didn't fall either.
Kiara Benz gets it to Naismith. Naismith looking, she gets it to Paloma Rios. Rios throws it up. Almost makes the shot there on a turnaround. Now with Upshaw getting it over to Hicks. Hicks is going to take a three and count it.
Good shot by Hicks. Good shot. think that we're fixing to add 2 substitutions coming back in is Elsa Eckenrod. Also entering the game for Maryville is Yorisa Castro. As you mentioned yesterday, we call her Yari.
Yep, Yari in the game as the fans and the stands get extremely excited hearing that and seeing her now on the court with a minute 17 remaining in the first quarter. It's 38-2. Benz looks to drive, sees nothing, has to back it back out. She'll now get it to Naismith. Naismith will get it to Paloma Rios, but Rios almost loses the handle as Yari gets a hand in there, knocks it loose, and it goes off Wesleyan last, so it will remain with Maryville College now as Eckenrod gets the ball and she'll cross half court. Eckenrod drive, gives it to Upshaw. Upshaw over to Lowry. Lowry pump fake, drive, now to Upshaw. Upshaw for 3. Rebounded by Eckenrod. Eckenrod now will get the ball back out and they'll move it around. They'll get it to Hicks. Hicks moves it back to Upshaw. Moving the basketball all around. They'll get it inside to Yari. Yari with the shot, and it's good.
All right for Yari. Good move, good power move there.
And I may be wrong, but I believe those are Castro's first points as a Scot on the basketball team. So congratulations to her with her first basket of her basketball career.
And I do believe you're right, Heath.
Ball stolen by Eckenrod. Eckenrod down the court, breakaway layup. Good. And Scott, I think that's pretty much going to do it as they're going to let the clock run out here for the first quarter. Your score after 1, Maryville 42, Wesleyan 2. You're listening to MCScots.com. Getting ready to begin the second quarter, and Maryville will start off with the basketball. Good first quarter of action for the Scots, and they're starting off right here in the second as well as Shelby Hicks makes the layup. Looking at some of the statistics so far, Brooke McCurdy leading the way with 7 points, Livy Gardner with 6, Varney with 6, Wandell with 6, Hicks with 5, Upshaw with 4, Delaney Lowry with 4, and then Eckenrod and Castro with 2. So filling up the stat sheet so far are the Scots.
Yeah, Heath, also just a little addition is, and she just picked up a foul too. Emerald Van Winkle has entered the game also for Maryville, and she picked up a foul.
Yeah, Emerald Van Winkle getting some action today as I just joined the team after the break. She enrolled in Maryville College over the holidays and then was able to join the team recently. This is her second game with the team. She came in the final minutes yesterday and is now in the game, probably going to get a lot more minutes today, and a good opportunity and a good chance not only for her but for the coaching staff for Maryville College to be able to see kind of what they've got in Van Winkle.
Right, exactly. And Castro just picked up a foul coming up over the back. So both the new entries there have 1 foul each.
Pump fake on the 3. Thought she was going to take it, had a little bit of an opening. She decides Stevenson decides against it. Ball back in the hands of Stevenson. She'll move the ball around and stolen by Van Winkle. Here comes Van Winkle and wide open and a bounce pass to Upshaw and basket good. So Van Winkle now with her first assist of her Maryville College career.
Oh, yes, definitely. A good play, good look, and a great finish.
Stevenson back to Benz. Benz looking, has Rios at the free throw line, but decides to pass it over to Stevenson. Benz back at the top of the key, guarded by Van Winkle. Turns and throws to Stevenson, who loses the handle. It'll go out of bounds, and excuse me, that was actually Naismith she attended that for. But it'll be Maryville College ball as Hicks inbounds to Upshaw. Hands it Delaney Lowry to Hicks. Hicks gets it up top. Van Winkle for three. No good. Rebounded by Upshaw. Upshaw will drive. Turn, pass to Lowry. Now out to Hicks. Back to Hicks. Gets it inside to Yari. Yari shoots. Scores!
Yes. Good touch out there as well. Maryville is right now in a 3-2 zone defense as well. They've pulled back a little bit and not so much man-to-man this quarter.
Free throw line and up and no good is Rios. Rebounded by Castro. Castro will give it to Lowry. Lowry will drive. She's got an opening. She gets it out to Van Winkle. Van Winkle pump fake. Takes it in and gets it over to Upshaw. Upshaw with the three. No good, but rebounded by Hicks and put back up and good.
Good move by Hicks.
Naismith gets the ball over to Benz. Benz looks, gets it back up top to Naismith. Might have Rios there at the free throw line, but they're going to move her ball around the key and get it to Stevenson, who gets it right back to Naismith. They're making a cut, but stolen, and Delaney Lowry comes away with the ball. She'll get it ahead of herself to Upshaw, inside to Van Winkle. Van Winkle with the basket. No good, rebounded by Naismith. Gets the ball to Rios. Rios now to Benz, back to Naismith. Naismith back to Rios. Rios almost stolen by Van Winkle, but Van Winkle's able to get the jump ball. Possession arrow will remain with Wesleyan College, and now a line change for Maryville.
Right, Heath. Looks like the starters for Maryville are re-entering the game again. It'll be Libby Gardner and Claire Varney, Brooke McCurdy, Elsa Eckenrod, and Kelly Wandale.
Naismith turns and tries to fire to Stevenson, but fires just a bit outside, and it'll go out of bounds, and now Maryville with the basketball. Ball to Varney. Varney will turn. She'll get it to McCurdy. McCurdy will take a three. No good, but rebounded by the Scots. Inside to Wandell. Wandell up and good.
Good movement on that. Heath, something I was thinking about as I was watching them a minute ago, and I didn't get to see it on the Berea score, but the game against LaGrange that Wesleyan played the other night, they actually only had one foul, and that's pretty good for just having 5 players.
No, absolutely. And unfortunately for them, they can't really afford to have anyone foul out, so I have to certainly be very careful with the defense that they play. Stevenson goes up with a shot. No good, and rebounded by Libby Gardner. Gardner gets it to Eckenrod. Eckenrod up, and no good on the basket, and rebounded by Naismith. Right now, only one foul on Wesleyan so far through this game is Kiara Benz with the foul.
Good hands by Gardner there, knocking the ball out.
Stevenson back to Naismith, now to Benz, now up and trying to make the shot was number 20. That is Megan Fleury, but ball blocked. And Maryville quickly moves it, and Wandale looks like she may have walked.
Yeah, I caught the ball and kind of took a hop before she passed it.
So So ball will go back to Wesleyan College as Naismith crosses half court for the Wolves. Moving the basketball. They'll get it back up top to Naismith. Now over to Benz. Back to Naismith. Naismith thinks about it, gets it back to Benz on the left wing. Shot clock winding down, and Naismith tries to turn and fire it to Stevenson. Stevenson not paying attention. Scott's come away with the steal and the basket as Libby Gardner makes the layup.
I think Stevenson was a little surprised the ball was coming to her. Instead of putting her hands up to catch it, she kind of ducked. And, of course, they only had a second or two left anyway when Maryville stole it. So
Rios up with the shot and blocked by Wandell. Eckenrod now pushing tempo, gives it to Gardner. Gardner with the layup and good. Timeout by Coach Trevelyan as he will make another change with his lineup, and he'll bring some of the bench players back into the game to get some more action. Great opportunity in this ball game for them to develop.
Right, Heath. Coming back into the game is Holland Geralds, Delaney Lowry, Emerald Van Winkle, Catherine Upshaw, and Shelby Hicks.
Benz take it and drive, and I think she's going to be fouled by Lowry.
She is. And it'll be her first three, actually, for Maryville for this quarter.
Inbounding the ball, Benz gets it in at the top to Naismith. Naismith to Flurry. Flurry back to Naismith. And Flurry with an opportunity will take a jumper, no good. Rebounded by Shelby Hicks. Hicks pushes it, gets it to Upshaw. Upshaw inside to Geralds. Geralds layup, good.
One thing that's very disruptive for Wesleyan Heath too is as soon as someone gets the ball, there's at least 1 to 2 Maryville players on them really quickly, making it really hard for them to catch and just shoot.
Yeah, absolutely. Maryville gets the ball quickly down the court, and they give it inside to Geralds, but Geralds loses the handle. Wesleyan will come away with the steal. Now over here at the scorer's table, Urissa Castro getting ready to check in.
Yeah, the pass over to Geralds on that one was kind of at her knees. It was really hard for her to handle, and so can't really. Oh, a block. Can't really blame her a whole lot on that one, but Ben Winkle gets blocked down by Ben on the other end.
Yeah, Ben's probably, Van Winkle probably should have came up a little stronger with that, but went up a little soft, and Ben's was able to get a block on it. They went out of bounds. It'll stay with Maryville as Van Winkle, with a little bit of a jump step. They're making a move and then makes the basket. A good shot from Van Winkle there. A little bit of the Euro step there by Van Winkle, and getting another basket. I believe that's her second basket of the day. I think she's at 4 now.
Yeah, so. Sure should be.
I actually stand corrected. That's actually Van Winkle's first points of the game. She had an assist earlier, but that's her first points of the game. So her first 2 points of her Maryville College career, and now 2 more points for her Maryville College career. She's up to 4.
She had heard you tell her that she was at 4. She had to make sure she got there.
Hey, you got to speak it into existence, right? So
that's it.
Say it and it'll happen. Get the ball to Rios at the free throw line, and Rios will throw it up.
Rios saw Castro coming up on her really fast. Castro, much taller than she is, tried to get it up and over Castro. Unfortunately, she got it up and over the backboard and into the shot clock.
Van Winkle will get it to Castro. Castro jumper. Oh, no good, but rebounded by Lowry, and Lowry will make a basket. Good shot by Lowry. I'll put her up to 6 points.
Yeah, there's nothing like taking a shot and seeing a much taller player come at you really fast. So.
Benz will move the basketball to Naismith. Back to Benz. Benz looks to try to drive, but guarded quickly, so they'll get it to Naismith, and Naismith throws it up, and thought that was going to go in for, just in and out. Seconds winding down. Looks like Van Winkle will take the last shot, and no good, a little bit short there. And that will end the first half. Your score at the half, Maryville 64, Wesleyan 2. It's got a very tough half for Wesleyan College. Obviously, we knew that coming in. But a great opportunity that first half for some of these younger players who don't get a lot of playing time for Maryville to get some action today.
Oh, yes, definitely, Heath. And they're getting some good action. You know, you've seen Castro already with Van Winkle getting in there. Holland Gerald's getting a little bit more playing time. You're getting a chance to work on being more of a force down underneath as well. And Castro, I like the move that she had earlier as well. So that's kind of encouraging as to, you know, even though they're not probably going to get as much, you know, this year, next year, really something to look forward to with a better post play for them, and along with Hicks and with Wandale.
Absolutely. We'll talk a little bit more of that at the halftime show brought to you by Cookout, but we're going to take a quick break. Your score at the half, Maryville 64, Wesleyan 2. You're listening to MCScots.com. welcome into the halftime show here on MCScots.com, brought to you by Cookout. Make plans to get the best barbecue, burgers, shakes, and more in the area at Cookout at 1305 West Lamar Alexander Parkway. Your score at the half, Maryville 64, Wesleyan 2. It was a half dominated by the Scots. Wesleyan comes into this game very depleted, as now only 5 players remain on their roster, have been playing the last few weeks that way, and has been very difficult and tough for them, but a good opportunity for Maryville today. As we look at some of the statistics, I'll start off with some of the team statistics that I've got in front of me, and then we'll go from there. For Wesleyan College, as we mentioned, 2 points. They're 1 of 13 from the floor, shooting 7% from the field. For Maryville College, they're 64 points, shooting 67% from the field, 44% from the three-point line, and 2 of 2 from the free throw line. And sorry, got a little distracted as one of the young little lads for this in the stands came onto the court trying to see if Coach Trevelyan would put him in next, and so he told him, sorry, a couple years from now we'll talk about it. But yeah, so those are some of the statistics so far. Scott, what stands out to you?
Heath, what stands out to me, but not really unexpected, is steals. Maryville, just in the first half, already has 20 steals. The thing that I'm really surprised with just watching Wesleyan, though, itself, pardon me, is I know they're just 5 in their, trying to fight, but no picks. They're just kind of standing around and throwing the ball to each other and hoping someone gets open. Maryville, though, has stayed really active on them right through here. So, getting steals constantly, I think with Wesleyan, if they'd set a little bit more picks, try to free their players open, that may slow down Maryville a little bit as well. Just looking at some of the information we already had, Wesleyan did not even score till it was already 19-0. And then Maryville went on a 43-0 run right through the end, the half up. And, again, I give these ladies a lot of applause for, really fighting and trying to stay in it. But, yeah, they're definitely outmatched.
Well, and Scott, whether you have 5 players or 20, it's a tough matchup anytime you walk into Boydson Bear Gymnasium and have to face the ferocious defense that Coach Trevelyan and his team put on the court. And Maryville does a good job of that each and every time they play. We saw it yesterday. We've seen it on several games so far this season. The defense is always one thing you can count on, is even if the offense isn't there, they're going to have a strong defensive performance. And they're doing so far tonight. As you mentioned, 20 steals, have really played very well with that. 19 total rebounds thus far. Points off turnovers, they've got 42 out of the 64 points are from turnovers. 12 second chance point opportunities, 48 points in the paint, and then 35 points from fast breaks. So they have been all over the place, very active defensively, and because of that, that's led to a lot of easy buckets.
Oh, exactly, Heath. And another thing, too, and starting the game off with a 3, McCurdy 1 for 1, definitely already, doing what she did yesterday. I believe she was, 4 for 4 yesterday coming out. And then Claire Varney going 2 for 3 on 3-pointers. And then Shelby Hicks 1 for 1. So, Maryville comes out firing. And that's exactly what they did. Got a really big lead. And like I said, was up 19-0 before Wesleyan even got on the board.
And it was actually Catherine Upshaw who was 4 of 4 yesterday, coming off the bench and lining it up from the three-point line. Had an outstanding day from the three-point. But McCurdy, another solid player. Anytime she gets an opening from behind the arc, you need to look out, because it's not the type of player you want to leave open. And we talked about that with Coach Trevelyan yesterday after the game. Is he's got 2 sharpshooters that now he can kind of depend on in Upshaw and McCurdy, and get the ball out to them quickly. Know that they're going to make a team pay. But Scott, we're going to take a quick break as we're now under a minute left before we get back to the action. You're listening to MCScots.com. Thank you for listening to the halftime segment brought to you by Cookout. We begin the second half here at Maryville College as Maryville will start off with the basketball. Kelly Wandell shoots a three. No good, but rebounded by McCurdy, and she'll get it up top to Gardner. Gardner drives back to McCurdy. McCurdy three ball. No good. Rebounded by Varney. Varney up top to McCurdy. Now back to Varney. Varney will take a three of her own. No good. And almost rebounded by Wandell, but looks like Kiara Benz is able to come away. So now Benz up top. She'll get it over to Naismith. Back to Benz. Benz will kick it back out to Naismith, but throw it away, and it'll be Maryville basketball. Gardner will get it over to Claire Varney. Varney now to Eckenrod. Back up top, moving the basketball very nicely offensively for Maryville. Inside, good pass to Wandell. No good, and rebounded by Paloma Rios.
Yeah, definitely a good look there by Wandell, just a little too hard against the glass.
Benz drives, kicks. Back to Benz up top. Shot clock winding down again. They're going to have to throw up a shot here in a minute as Benz gets the basketball and throws it up. No good, rebounded by Eckenrod. Eckenrod's going to turn, give it to Gardner. Gardner pump fakes, cross court to McCurdy. McCurdy bringing it back out and getting it to Claire Varney up top. Now over in the right wing, now in the corner in the hands of Eckenrod. Varney back to McCurdy, now to Wandell. McCurdy open three, no good. Good ball movement. Ball just not falling in the rim right now.
Exactly, and Wesleyan probably more for energy than anything else is staying in a 2-3 zone, but not doing a lot of pressing on the ball once it's up around the top of the key, though.
Naismith drives, kicks to Rios. Rios blocked by Wandell. Wandell will give it to Varney. Varney down the court to McCurdy. McCurdy layup, good. Very quickly, 4 players from the Scots bench come over to the scorer's table. Inside to Rios. Rios shot, no good, rebounded by Wandell. Three ball up and good by McCurdy.
Good shot right there.
Rios goes with the shot. Looks like it's blocked again by Wandell, and she will get it over to Varney, and Varney will drive. She'll kick to McCurdy. Back to Varney. Back to McCurdy. Inside to Wandell. Continuing to move the ball around as McCurdy will go for another three, and she'll make it.
She's found her a nice spot right there, Heath.
Mm-hmm. Gets it inside to Rios, and Rios loses the handle and stolen now. And here comes Elsa Eckenrod. Eckenrod turns, hands off, McCurdy for three. Bottom.
3 in a row from that same spot.
Well, as they say on the old NBA Jam, she's heating up. Moving the ball now in the hands of Stevenson, back to Benz, back to Stevenson, guarded by Gardner. Stevenson will look to drive, sees nothing, has to move it across court. Now tries to get it inside to Benz and stolen by McCurdy. We've got a 2-on-2 situation. McCurdy's going to take it herself with a shot and good.
Good left-handed move right there.
And good decision as she thought about trying to get it in, fit it inside to Gardner, but that was a tight window to do that. McCurdy decided to take it herself with the left and made it.
Yeah, definitely a good move there. Heath, looks like we've got some wholesale substitutions again from Maryville. Holland Gerald, she's now come back in, along with Catherine Upshaw. She's with Brooke McCurdy, so McCurdy stays in. You also have Lowry and Shelby Hicks has returned.
Looks like ball tipped from Holland Gerald's over the back of Benz to another Scott, but they're going to call a foul on Gerald's. Ben's the inbound. She'll get it up top to Naismith. Naismith to Rios. Rios tries to get it back to Naismith, and it's stolen. Here comes Maryville. Upshaw. Shot. Good. Good thought there by Upshaw. Slowed things down a little bit. Looked at McCurdy. Kind of faked out Naismith with that look, and then just took it the rest of the way and made the basket. Moving the ball around again and stolen again. This time in the hands of Upshaw. Upshaw slows it down, gets it to Gerald's. Now over to Hicks. Back to Upshaw. Hicks will take a three. She'll make a three. That's her second three-pointer of the game. Yep.
She's starting to show a good touch from that three-point line.
Well, that is one thing we have seen throughout the season. Hasn't had a lot of opportunities to do it, but Hicks is a pretty good shooter. She's really good at really good jumpers, and she definitely can shoot the three ball when she's got some open area to shoot it from. A jumper made by Stevenson.
She comes down the court with a big grin on her face as well.
Yeah, Emily Stevenson, a freshman guard for this team. 3 freshmen in the starting lineup, 2 sophomores. As Maryville moves the ball, and here's Hicks with another three, no good. And they're able to save it as Delaney Lowry comes away with the basketball, and McCurdy's got it at the top. Looks to move it around. She'll get it to Gerald's. Gerald's outside to Upshaw. Upshaw for three. No good. Rebounded by Lowry. McCurdy for three.
Not her spot.
Nope. No good, and rebounded by Kiara Benz.
McCurdy had been heating up over there on that right-hand side. Thought she'd try the left-hand side.
Ball tipped away and stolen again in the hands of Catherine Upshaw. Upshaw coming behind her is Flurry, so she'll get the ball quickly to Hicks. Hicks will make the righty layup. Stevenson with the ball, tipped by Lowry, but Stevenson recovers. She'll get it to Benz up top. Now to Rios. Rios with the jumper. No good, rebounded by Lowry. Ball over to Hicks. Now to McCurdy. McCurdy for three. Count it. Trying to get the ball inside, tipped away, but back in the hands of Wesleyan as Stevenson tries for another shot there and will miss. And now Maryville will bring some more substitutions into the ball game.
Right, Heath, that is Yari Castro and Emerald Van Winkle coming in. Hicks and McCurdy coming to the bench. But McCurdy's already scored 25 points. I mean, she's just one after another from that three-point line.
Yeah, so far McCurdy 5 of 8 from beyond the arc. Here comes Gerald's back to Lowry. Lowry to Van Winkle. Van Winkle looks back to Lowry. Inside to Gerald's. Gerald's return, spin move, shot, no good. Rebounded by Megan Flurry of the Wolves.
That's a good move from her. It's just something she needs to work on a little bit more. Just kind of making that turn and coming up the left hand, but definitely a good move.
Absolutely. Missed shot from Rios, rebounded by Delaney Lowry. Lowry filling up the stat sheet today, getting a lot of opportunities. She'll turn, she'll throw to Upshaw. Upshaw no good, but rebounded by Castro. Castro makes the basket.
It's nice to see some of the players that don't get to play all the time being able to get in there and score, but it's much fun, from a fan standpoint, of seeing the smile on their face when they do.
Absolutely. Megan Flurry down low, guarded by Castro. A little double dribble and turn the ball over. Scott, everyone on the Maryville bench now has scored a point today.
Nice, very nice. And Holland just walked. Just a little indecisive on that move. I think she wanted to try that move again, but saw Ben's a little next to her, kind of hesitated, but when she did, she shuffled her feet.
Ball stolen by Van Winkle. Van Winkle one-on-one opportunity with Benz. Goes up more aggressive this time, misses the basket, and Benz comes away with the rebound. Left that kind of arm on the layup just a little too much outside. Unable to finish there, but a good steal by Van Winkle as now ball in the hands of the Wolves, and looking to pass it was Naismith, but kicked away by Van Winkle.
A little more court presence on that one, Van Winkle. She had a person, or Banzon or Gardner, pull back. She had two other Maryville players coming up behind her, so she could have dished off.
Oh, and making the two-pointer there is Naismith. And now, Scott, I believe that's 3 players for Wesleyan now with points in today's ball game.
I believe you're correct.
Moving the ball around. Van Winkle for 3. Bottom!
And got it.
Her first three-pointer of her career here at Maryville College. As Van Winkle up to 7. Passing the ball, stolen again. Van Winkle with the deflection, Upshaw with the recovery. Upshaw, pass to Van Winkle. Upshaw probably should have went up with it, but tried to, unselfishly give that ball to Van Winkle. Van Winkle looks to try to pass it back and loses the handle.
Yeah, just a little excitement there.
Absolutely, and like Coach Trevelyan said, one of the great things about this team is that they are so unselfish. They love to move the basketball around, and you see it there as they're trying to give each other opportunities, and you can't blame them for that. Some good learning opportunities today for this team, as that's the end of the third quarter, and your score after 3, Maryville 92, Wesleyan 6. Before we take a break, we'd like to again remind you today, the Memorial Fund for Brittany Johnson, a former Scott standout on the basketball court. Her legacy lives on at Maryville College through the Brittany Johnson Memorial Scholarship Fund. Today we celebrate her life as we raise resources for her fund that have established a scholarship at Maryville College. So if you're interested, please donate. We are taking donations in the lobby today, also selling t-shirts as well and sweatshirts for the event, and a few other items as well if you'd like to give today. So we'd certainly appreciate it. You're listening to MCScotts.com. We'll be right back. Starting the last quarter of play here at Maryville College as Wesleyan will start with the basketball. Stevenson guarded closely, had to get the ball out. Back to Stevenson, who makes a 3, no good, and misses it. And Maryville recovers as McCurdy comes down the court. She'll give the ball to Hicks. Hicks back to McCurdy. Eckenrod directing some of the players offensively. She'll get it over to Hicks. Now they move the ball to McCurdy. McCurdy for 3, no good. Rebounded by Paloma Rios. Benz dishes. Stevenson for 3, no good. Rebounded by Eckenrod. Eckenrod turns, hands off to McCurdy. McCurdy for 3, no good. Hicks almost comes away with the rebound, but Rios will eventually come away with it. She'll give the ball to Naismith, who now brings it down the court. She'll get it over to Benz. Benz is Naismith, now to Rios. Yari comes over the top and tries to deflect it away, but a little bit of an over-the-back foul.
Something that a lot of players, especially ones that are much taller than the one they're defending, will try to do. You just got to remember you can't contact the body when you're doing that.
Naismith with the ball. She'll get it over to Stevenson. Now in the hands of Kiara Benz. Shot clock winding down. Stevenson will give it back to Benz. 6 on the clock. Now back to Stevenson. Stevenson's going to have to throw it up. Nope, she passes to Fleury, so Fleury will throw it up and just miss as it hits the rim there. And here comes Brooke McCurdy for the Scots. Turns, gives it to Eckenrod. Eckenrod will give it to Upshaw. Now inside to Castro. Castro with the shot. No good. Stolen by McCurdy as Naismith came away with the rebound. Moving the basketball. Upshaw for 3. Good.
And got it.
Moving the basketball around. The key is now the ball in the hands of Stevens. She'll give it to Fleury. Fleury will throw it up. No good. Rebounded by Rios. Rios back to Stevenson, but losing the handle and stolen. Here comes Catherine Upshaw. Upshaw with the layup. No good, but she's fouled.
And you could see that one on her face all the way. She got that ball about half court. You knew she was going all the way in. And Heath, that'll be on Emily Stevens. That'll be her first foul.
First free throw up and good.
Is Delana Lowry. She is replacing Elsa Eckenrod.
Second free throw good for Upshaw, and Van Winkle will come in the place of Upshaw. Naismith with the ball. Now in the hands of Benz on the right wing. She'll give it to Rios. Rios trapped and stolen, this time by Brooke McCurdy. McCurdy slows things down. Now takes it. Oh, man, nice move. Just unable to finish, but coming away with the rebound was Van Winkle. Van Winkle gets it back to McCurdy for another shot, and Winkle misses the 3. Van Winkle trying hard to try to get a few more 3 balls up there, but she looks like she's a little bit tired.
Just a little bit.
I think she's missed her last 5 shots. As Ben's now with the ball for the Wolves. And Winkle almost coming away with another steal.
A good anticipation on that one.
Getting the ball at the free throw line and dishing it out to Stevenson, who throws up the 3, no good. Here comes McCurdy. McCurdy to Lowry. Lowry drive, back to McCurdy, over to Hicks. Hicks with the 3. No good. Rebounded by Stevenson. Ben's now with the ball. Give it to Naismith at the top. Now inside to Rios, but knocked away, and coming away with it is Shelby Hicks. Hicks turns, hands off. Van Winkle for 3. Good.
Good shot.
Her second 3-pointer. And that'll move Van Winkle to 10. She's now in double digits. And that is 5 players so far today for the Scots in double digits. Van Winkle tries to get another steal. A little greedy there and hits the hand of Benz, and she will be called for the foul.
And Heath Holland, Gerald, and Catherine Upshaw are coming in. Hicks and McCurdy leave.
So now the score 100-6 as the Scots have made it to 100. Here comes Rios throwing up a 3. Oh, almost made the basket, no good. But the Wolves come away with the rebound. Is now in the hands of Benz. Benz up top to Naismith, and Winkle almost with another steal. This time she does get the deflection. Lowry comes away with it. Lowry driving down. She'll fire it to Upshaw. Upshaw for 3. No good. Castro with the rebound. Castro to Van Winkle. Inside to Lowry. Lowry spins. No good on the shot. Nice post-up move, but when she turned to make the basket, she didn't realize she was all the way under the basket, and so it hit right below the rim. But it looks like it was touched last by the Wolves when it went out of bounds, so Maryville will get the ball back. as Upshaw gets it to Van Winkle. Back to Upshaw. Upshaw for three. Good.
Good shot, good shot.
Yeah, Upshaw, I believe 2 of 7 now from the three-point line. Stevenson drives, kicks, 3-ball, no good. Rebounded by Megan Fleury. Fleury gets it inside, and missing the shot is Naismith. Gerald's with the rebound, gives it to Van Winkle. Winkle to Upshaw. Upshaw for three. No good, rebounded by Lowry. Lowry brings it back out. Van Winkle, 3-ball. Good! Well, if they've found anything, they've found a girl who can hustle and has got a pretty good three-point shot in Emerald Van Winkle.
Yes, Heath, definitely. Good player to have come off the bench for you like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Losing the handle is Benz. She has to get it out quickly to Rios. Rios blocked by Geralds. Geralds gets it, gives it to Van Winkle. Van Winkle pushes tempo. Crossover, nice. Inside, now to Lowry. Lowry with the basket.
Good play, good look by Holland as she saw Lowry sitting right up underneath the basket.
Stevenson drives, gets it over. Back now to Fleury. Fleury with the shot. No good, rebounded by Castro. Castro gets the ball to Upshaw, who will bring it across court. Upshaw on the left wing. Moves it around. Gerald's back to Upshaw. Upshaw inside to Castro. Castro, good.
Very good. We need one more play just like that for Castro, and she will join the double-digit players.
Yeah, now to 8 points is Yari Castro. Moving it outside. Stevenson quickly guarded. She'll have to get it to Naismith. Naismith to Benz. Benz back to Stevenson. Stevenson, shot, good.
And a three. And Heath Stevenson leads Wesleyan with 5 points.
Lowry back to Van Winkle. Van Winkle over to Upshaw. Now inside to Castro. No good. Rebounded by Geralds, and Geralds with the basket. So close.
Yes, it was. But good move by Holland Geralds to be there, scoop up the rebound, and put it in.
Ball stolen. Upshaw with the ball. Upshaw, 3-on-1 advantage here. She'll turn, pass it. Van Winkle. No good. Just a little bit overthrown there on the layup, and coming away with it is Naismith. Naismith guarded by Van Winkle. Naismith drives. Naismith shot. No good. Rebounded by Lowry. Minute 40 left to play. 112-9. Maryville leads. They'll pass it to Yari. Yari inside post move. No good on the basket. Tipped last by Gerald's, out of bounds. Ball will go to the Wolves.
Little frustration in Yari. You can see it in her face. She knew she had the shot and just missed it. So it's one of those that kind of wish you had back to do again.
Gets the ball inside to Benz. Benz to Stevenson. Stevenson for three. No. Gerald's with the ball. She gets the rebound. She'll give it to Van Winkle. Van Winkle pushes to Upshaw. Upshaw on the right wing. Little hezzy, and then drives. Brings it back out. Now to Van Winkle. Van Winkle to Gerald's on the elbow. Now to Upshaw. Upshaw, 3-ball. No good. Rebounded by Stevenson. Minute left to play here in the ball game. Here Benz up top, gets it over to Paloma Rios. Now back to Benz. Now free throw line, moving it around. Back to Benz up top. Free throw line for Naismith. Naismith throws it up. No good. Rebounded by Naismith. He'll get it to Megan Fleury. Fleury back to Stevenson. Stevenson turns the pass. Almost intercepted again by Van Winkle. Now Gerald's comes away with it. Coach Trevelyan tells his players slow things down. Looks like he's just going to have them hold on to this ball and run the rest of the clock out as Van Winkle's just going to sit there and dribble. Standing ovation from the crowd as Maryville with a big-time victory today.
Yes, definitely.
2-0 on the weekend certainly will not hurt the Scots as they will now move
Next up for Maryville,
to 10-10. That'll put them, I believe, at 800. That'll put them at 500 now for the season.
It will, and keep their hold on the third place positioning in the conference for the U.S. South Eastern. No, we're Western Division.
Western Division. Yep. Now moving to the post-game show, and coming on with us is Coach Trevelyan. Coach, thanks for coming on. A solid performance today for Maryville and a great opportunity for some of these players on the bench to get a lot of playing time.
Yeah, I mean, that's the biggest thing. I mean, obviously, they're incredibly short-handed right now personnel-wise, and so it's just a good chance to let a lot of kids who are practicing every day and getting it every day get a chance to get out here and play some.
Absolutely. One of those players, Urissa Castro,
Yeah.
8 points today.
All right.
Yeah, had a really good game for her. Also some nice stuff showing you from Emerald Van Winkle today.
Yeah.
She made a few threes.
Not bad, not bad. She had her first practice on Friday, so good for her and good for Yari. Yari, we were waiting for Yari to get her first bucket, and she was like, I'm just going to go ahead and score 8 today. So good for her, good for her. And they're great kids, and they come practice and they work hard every day, so I'm thrilled for them to get those buckets.
And then how about Brooke McCurdy, 23 points today, 5'11" from the three-point line.
Good deal. I mean, she's had a really, really good week. She shot the ball really well all week long and has really given our offense a lift. Since she's gone in the starting lineup, it's really kind of given us a boost, and I'm happy for her. That's another kid who works so hard, and that's awesome.
What from a game like this, what can you take away from your team and help kind of build upon as you move forward?
Yeah, I don't know what you take away other than just camaraderie and kids. It's nice because you got kids like Libby and Claire and Kelly who log a lot of minutes, especially Libby and Claire are playing 34, 36 minutes. So for them to have a day where they didn't have to play those kind of minutes, but the best part is all those people who weren't getting minutes who pull for them every single day, it was their turn to be on the floor, and it was their turn to be their biggest supporters in the building.
I think one of the things you talked about yesterday, Coach, and it really showed today, is you talked about not only the team chemistry growing, but the unselfishness of your team. And you saw it, later in the game. Upshaw goes for a layup, has an open layup, and still tries to get it to Van Winkle and give her an opportunity. And I think that really displays kind of what you were speaking of yesterday.
No, that was awesome. I mean, we really talked to our kids beforehand about, the assist will say a lot more than what a score will say on the scoreboard. I mean, you score 50, 80, 100, whatever, but let's get a lot of assists on our buckets today because it shows that we're sharing it. And that, your example was the epitome of that, where Kat came by and she made that nice little pass. So very unselfish, because she easily could have taken that one up for herself.
What do you do next as you try to prepare moving forward with your team?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we got a big one with Berea on Wednesday. So tomorrow we'll do some film, and it's what kind of been our routine here is Mondays we've been off just doing film. Tuesday we'll get in here and hit it and work pretty hard, and then Wednesday we go to Berea.
All right, Coach. Well, we wish you best of luck. Thank you so much.
All right, have a good one.
So coming back here on the postgame show, Scott Dunkel. And Scott, as we have been talking about, a big-time takeaway or big-time win for Maryville College. Your final thoughts?
Basically what Coach was saying here, this is a team that the younger players or the players that don't get a lot of playing time get a lot of opportunity. The starters get a chance to rest. But other than that, this team, we knew going in was going to be overmatched. And it was just a matter of, how the girls would react to this, knowing that they were definitely going to have a team that they could handle very well. Nice to see Castro getting the 8 points. Nice to see Van Winkle getting the points that she got in the playing time. Shelby Hicks getting some more opportunities as well. So it's a good win for Maryville, but time now to get your attention to Berea.
And right now you're listening to the post-game show sponsored by GoTees.com. GoTees.com, your one-stop shop for T-shirts and so much more. Quick turnaround with the highest quality in mind. Go to GoTees.com or call 1-800-360-1965. And Scott, looking like, they had a raffle today here with the Brittany Johnson Memorial Fund to try to get to pie coaches in the face. This young man gets to pie Coach Trevelyan, and he gets him really good.
Yes, he does, Heath, and he seemed to be enjoying it quite a bit.
And 7-1-3-0-1-8. 7-1-3-0-1-8.
Yeah, nice opportunity for him, and they're still calling out other ticket numbers to get to come do it. So we'll see who.
And he won twice. Or no, that was the one. I thought maybe he'd won again.
I think they were taking his ticket away from him. Oh, looks like now Jordan Ballard will get the opportunity, and she gets him as well.
Next, 7-1-3.
Heath, the good thing with Jordan Gill doing this is he's no longer playing, so there's no extra lap to the end of practice.
Right, absolutely.
Oh, no.
Now it's Jordan's turn. Wow, as they're getting ready, I don't know if they're going to call out any more. That looks like they're going to call a few more. So while they're doing that, final statistics from today's game. Wesleyan with 9 points, Maryville 112. Wesleyan shot 10% from the field, 12% from the three-point line. Maryville 55% from the field, 42% from the free throw line. So good day for them. Maryville 62 points off turnovers, 48 total rebounds, 35 assists, 32 steals, 63 bench points, and 64 points in the paint.
Somebody got Jordan really good right there. But going back on the... Jordan had a little fun with that. I think she got her back. Going back over the stats and so forth and stuff. Wesleyan had 2 points in the paint, as you said. Maryville 64. Turnovers, or points from turnovers. Maryville 62. Wesleyan 0. Oh, and I believe we have a little girl here coming up. But Maryville, or Wesleyan, had a total of 40 turnovers. Maryville had 32 steals tonight, so an outstanding all-round performance for Maryville.
Little one gets an opportunity to pie her in the face as well. Yeah, looking some at these individual statistics for Wesleyan College. Emily Stevenson with 5, Marilyn Naismith with 2, Kiara Benz with 2. For Maryville, Brooke McCurdy with 23, Catherine Upshot with 16, Shelby Hicks with 14, Emerald Van Winkle with 13, Libby Gardner with 10, Delaney Lowry with 8, Arissa Castro with 8, Kelly Wandell with 8, Claire Varney with 6, Harold Holland Geralds with 4, Elsa Eckenrod with 2. So really nice game all around from all these players who all had a great opportunity to make things happen.
It's very nice. $1,600, over $1,600 raised today.
It's got a beautiful message from Brittany Johnson's mother. Brittany Johnson was a phenomenal player here at Maryville College, and now they're doing this scholarship fund to help, as you may have heard a minute ago, help girls from East Tennessee, that are applying for Maryville College, with another opportunity and helping them out as well. And so certainly awesome to see how they're carrying on her legacy, and certainly a big day for that, as you mentioned, raising over $1,600.
Right, Heath, and pardon me. Also talking about a golfing tournament coming up in August as well to help raise some more funds. But yeah, definitely a young lady that's missed around the community, and a good thing that's going on for them for this. So we hope they continue many success with raising the money more for the scholarships.
Absolutely. But thank you again for listening to MSCScots.com. We hope you enjoyed today's ball game. For Heath Dunkel and Scott Dunkel, we're signing off. Till next time, your final score, Maryville College 112, Wesleyan College 9. So long, good night, and yes, that just happened.